Previously on Love, Sex and Lies.
We are having sex
Right.
and all that. But what makes men not say, what else do you need apart from this? That's what I'm asking.
If I walked up to you right now, like, hi, my name is Roy, what is your name? And you told me your name. And I was like, you know what? I want to out of you. You probably just gonna smack me and leave.
There are even women who won't accept that from the get-go everything is being taken care of by
Yes.
the guy. There are
Yes.
women like that in our society
I want to
right
see
now.
them.
Like me.
You know somebody?
Like me.
Give them my
They're there.
number.
Just take a good look and don't go where you normally find them.
Yes.
Try another place.
Would it be nice that, you come around, maybe cook, clean? You know what I mean? Girls today don't cook. Girls today don't clean. Don't do none of that stuff. And when you ask them, it's like, whoa. Did you pay my dowry?
Okay, first of all, what I've noticed about us millennials right now, we're not willing to endure those tough bits of these relationships. Like, I don't have to endure to the end. If it's difficult right now, I can check out. I have that option. Our parents didn't have it. They had a very solid union. You stick with this person till you die, even if they're the ones who are going to kill you, stay there. For us, as millennials, and I think also for Gen Zers, we're not going to stay there if this thing is not working out for me. If I'm not getting what I need out of it, I will check out.
Yeah.
And that's love. And also we are emphasizing that aspect of love, of empathy, of connection. For millennials, we're really looking for that connection, that I have to be in a relationship where I'm feeling fully satisfied. I'm not even interested in other people.
Yes.
'Cause
So that's
this-
another question I want to ask you about being polygamous, right? Are millennials more inclined to be polygamous, or are they inclined to be monogamous?
I feel like we're very open-minded, depending on who you're with. If I get together with someone who's into other people, it's for me to make that decision. Do I want to be in that situation?
Okay.
So for a millennial, I think we are more open-minded to getting into those situations. Of course, for Gen Zs, it's open-minded to 10,000 level. Like, anything goes.
Raised to the power of 100.
Yeah, 10 million for Gen Zs. But for millennials, we're really open to that. Because also remember, our parents are those ones, the ones who they died, and that's when we found out we have step siblings some other place. So to avoid that kind of hurt, that kind of inconvenience, we're open. If you tell me we're in a relationship with you and you're with other people, it's for me to decide, do I want to be there?
Right.
I think that's where millennials
I think
are
we can
at.
go to Ron now.
But-
Please tell us about the context of millennials versus Gen Zers.
And where you lie.
Where are you? Where are you millennial?
I'm in the what? You understand? Because to be honest with you, I'm a millennial, all right?
Okay.
Um,
How does love look like for a millennial?
opaque,
Ooh.
bleak. I need to see heaven. Because what? But I'll be honest with you. She mentioned two very important points, which was millennials and Gen Zs are at a place right now where they're not willing to endure, okay? And people, enduring does not necessarily mean that either, I'll tell you this. It's certain things for me that are deal breakers, all right? I don't care if I've been married to you for 20 years and we have 40 kids, I don't care. But if it's about like domestic violence, walk away. Ladies, walk away. It's never that serious, all right? If it's about, I don't know, just anything that will put you in harm's way, walk away. But this is the thing though, I'm not a believer of just walking away. People might get angry over the type of flavor of ice cream you bought. Oh, I eat vanilla, you brought strawberry. You know what, I'm done with this, I gotta leave.
But if we've
We're too
argued
quick
over
to go.
vanilla and strawberry 10 times,
Mama,
why should we argue an 11th time? I won't stay for
We
that
don't
11th
need to
argument.
argue. You know what you need to do? You can deal, let me tell you how you deal with that, all right? You go get the vanilla, all right? Or, if I'm considered, I'll get the vanilla and strawberry. But it doesn't warrant for us to break up. I'm trying to tell you. That's the problem with this generation. We are too quick to leave. It's like we have our bags ready. Like, you know what, I'm out of here. I gotta go. No, it can't be that way. We need to have this sort of endurance. And when it's something as serious as domestic violence, then walk away. You understand? And the other point she talked about was the polygamy thing. Yeah, we are open to that. But for me personally, I feel like the drama out here is too much. Like women are just out of this world, man. You know what I mean? So I feel like
Even
dealing
men.
with one.
Even men.
Men was. Men was.
What do you
Actually,
mean?
we mutated from your drama.
Thinking of the rise of the incel, these men who believe that women are just here for their
For us.
enjoyment, for whatever they determine
Yeah.
a woman. I am the prize.
Right.
But we
those
are
are
the prize.
No, you're not.
We are if it's a
Okay,
relationship,
let's go to Harriet now. Harriet.
Let me ask you this.
Harriet, let's go to Harriet now. Tell us about your experience about dating in this
The-
generation.
in this generation, there are two things. One is that people want to live very quick, and number two, people do not want relationships.
People don't want commitment.
Commitment is the
Commitment
word.
Yeah.
And I think the genesis of all these issues is that commitment issue. They don't want, because with commitment comes sacrifice, comes all this, but people just want to go through the motion of relationships, have all these parts of relationship, but not give to what it takes to build a relationship.
True.
And I think that's why most relationships are crumbling, because you want this. Let me be fair to men, just a little bit. You want this guy to pay your rent,
Imagine.
to buy your car,
My goodness.
to build probably your business, if you're business minded, that is, because some are not. You want him to do all these things for you, but you don't even like him. You don't even want him.
Okay.
But you just like the idea of just being with this guy who does all these things to you. So what do you call that? What do you call that?
Abomination.
And then on the other side, you have this man, you just want me to always come to you for sex. You just call me when you're horny. Yeah, you just want me to come, just have sex, and you don't want to know anything that is going on in my life. You don't want to support me in anything in my life. It doesn't have to be financial. Just even just calling, when you just notice a slight of emotions, like just a slight of I like this guy, you're off completely. Or you start, or you're in a relationship with someone, and then when it starts getting deeper, the guy starts ghosting your stuff.
Right.
So at the bottom line is the generation doesn't like commitment, and also we don't value relationships, and we don't want the struggle bit. And by struggle also, let me talk about the struggle. I think we need to define what struggle is and what struggle is not, because that also translates into the bigger picture of life. Like people just want things so quickly and they don't want to hustle. They don't understand that there's a hustle towards this thing.
Right.
So when it translates, because that now translates to relationships, we don't know what struggle is. Struggle, the bad struggle is when you're with this person or you're with this man who does not show any sign of they want to build their lives. They want
A future.
A future. Yeah. They're always there leeching on you. You're taking loans for them and they're not building their lives. Now that is a relationship that is detrimental. But if you have a guy who has a vision, and you can see them working things, even with the little things that they have, like even with the little money that they have, you see them working things out. That is a guy that you can build a life with. So I think we also need to define what struggle is. Yes.
But
I
you see,
think
we're
for me,
never
I
given that
think
chance,
can
though.
I just give
Right, go ahead.
some pointers about Gen Zers?
Right.
Yeah. I think we are at a point in our lives where mumama, mubaba is very prevalent in our generation.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
everybody has a mumama, everybody has a mubaba, and I think the
but-
reason and cause for this is that we see a lot of some way people live on the internet, on our social media, and we'd like that. I'd want to live like, I want that bag. I want to go to this place, right? So we find our solace in finding a married man with like 2 kids, and doesn't care about you, but they just care about what they want to get from you. That's all. And then after they're done, on to the next. You get me? Like, I think for us Gen Z, there's that prevalent a lot. Your mumama mubaba culture is very prevalent, and then I think also we're also scared of commitment. Like, the minute napenda msee, niko like, wow, Z. Like, no.
Ni kama feelings ni vitu
Ni kama you're supposed to be
abomination.
scared. And then we're also scared of being vulnerable.
Yes,
Like,
they're so
oh
scared.
my God.
Wow.
Like someone will
Scared of
ghost you
being
the moment you're
vulnerable.
just vulnerable. Like
Yeah.
it's like it's a taboo or
Saying
something.
I love you is like,
Yeah, it's like
thought I was
why?
feeling you?
Why?
But-
You thought I was feeling you?
But also this
thought I was
explains to
feeling
the kind of people you be dating.
But
Okay.
that
See, there's something about women and picking wrong men that I don't know how you ace in this. You guys have doctorates in this, all right? And the funny thing is that when you're with this person, you know that you know that you know that this man is not good for me, but you still stick there. Now, you gave a point where you said, this guy just only calls you when
They're horny.
they're horny or whatever. How about you don't pick up the call? How about you start giving the other person, the one that is, you
He's a
understand?
friend.
Yeah, because you're always attracted to this bad boy type look. You know he has a girl. You know he has a wife. You know, and I'm not even talking about the Mubaba aspect where he now provides. Let's talk about a situation where there's really not a transactional, like financial situation. You're just dating someone who you know is bad for you.
Yeah.
But you're sitting there. Guess who's losing? It's you.
It's a
Women
shadow.
lose all the time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because if you and I decided to waste each other's time, right? And we got to 50, or let's say 40, let me not go too far, got to 40. A 40-year-old man who's a bachelor is very prime.
very hot.
This
Very
guy
hot.
is,
Hot cake.
this guy is
Wow.
caliente. Fire burner.
Alejandro.
Hotter than most.
Yeah.
But a 40-year-old woman, though.
But
And-
they're
and
also
you-
hot, man.
No.
Very.
Hey,
No,
A
very.
40-year-old woman and a 40-year-old man.
Have you
Listen.
seen J-Lo at
seen-
50?
Okay,
My
first off,
goodness.
Have you seen her
After
at
how many
50?
husbands?
Probability. Let's
No,
just
have you seen her?
My friend,
That
J-Lo is eating murenda.
So now let's get into a segment of this particular conversation where we check out a few internet stories. So we're going to be reading a few stories from this bowl. Let's start with Harriet. And then you can tell us what would you do in that situation. Harriet.
So do I read it?
Yes, please.
I was dating a fellow for about 4 months and we were doing pretty well, I thought. The last week he talked to me a bit less and seemed kind of strange. We were both invited to a mutual friend's party, so I figured I'd ask him what was up there. I arrived fast and he came a bit later and introduced everyone to his new girlfriend. Wow. Ha! He ignored that I was there, but I didn't want to cause a scene at my friend's house. Why I'd cause a scene? So I waited until the next day, beached him out, and his response was, that wasn't how I planned. That wasn't how I planned for that to go down. And then, thanks, dude. I don't know. So from my understanding is, the lady thought that they were dating with this guy, right? And then the guy started talking less. I think typical of relationships nowadays, where that's kugostiwa is a real thing. Like ghosting is a real thing. You think you start a relationship with someone, then it's all fiery. You're calling each other for even 8 hours, even the whole night. You're just talking, and then sooner or later, you think this guy takes you to this, this
Builds up
gear.
expectations.
You're on this gear with this guy, so you think, texting him is okay, because he was okay with it, and then after 4 months. Or after even, kwanza huyu hata afadhali ameenda 4 months. Hey, nowadays they just stay for like, msa anakaa hata 3 weeks. Ama hata, it's even less. Like, hey, love bombing and ghosting is real in nowadays relationships. So, it's unfortunate that he had to do this at a mutual friend's party because how do you embarrass someone like that?
Yeah.
Like, and feel nothing. And then another thing is that nowadays, I think this guy is even a narcissist. Like, how do you hurt someone you've been, even if tulikuwa na domestics, ama umechoka na mimi or something, why not tell me? And
Why
tell
not be
me,
straightforward?
yes, why not be straightforward and tell me, you know what? I can't do this anymore. Even text me, as in, please. Like, just text
Communicate.
me. Yeah,
instead
just
of
text me.
going.
If you can't tell me, just, lakini madharau ya kukuja na ukinionyesha madharau kwa party. Hey!
Wow.
What are your deductions, Ron?
I agree. What you're saying is true. I think that was wrong,
Yeah.
especially some mutual friend's house. But I want us to look at this thing from two sides, all right? One, if they had the issue, right? Because she clearly said they had an issue. Did she find out what the issue was? We're always too quick to think that the issue is them. Sometimes the issue can be you. And can be things that you're doing consciously or subconsciously that cause that rift and that breakaway. So I agree. At least I told you alijibiwa. This guy at least answered later on and said that's not how it goes. What was a ghost? Not a ghost to be by.
Yeah.
You understand? But I just feel like, yeah, that was wrong to do that. But at the same time, sometimes things just don't work out. You
Right.
understand? And some people are not strong enough to have that conversation, and so this one is a hard one, but
But I don't think it warrants that action. I think for me, I know we're in a real world, but I also believe that we should not just warrant wrong things for the sake of it is how it is. I get so passionate, like, about, going to the other side, like what is the right thing? Because the more we amplify what the right thing is, the more people get to know, like, that was okay, sorry,
That was
but
something-
that was not right.
Yeah. Miriam, what do you think?
Yeah.
What are your deductions from this story?
I think it's something that's become too common, all too common. It's happening more and more and more. And I think maybe to speak for the men's side, because I've had this a lot of times, they were not, like, he might have not been courageous enough or didn't have the words or didn't have the tools to communicate what he needed to communicate before. Now she's finding out in a room full of people, she can't react. I heard Harriet saying, "Mi ningezusha." Most people don't have those tools to talk out and to say what they really want to.
Yeah.
So for me, it's an encouragement. Let's find ways. There's always a way to speak to the other person and communicate what you're feeling and what you don't want. And the truth. Just say the truth. I'm in a natural relationship with someone else, and this is someone else is the person I consider my girlfriend.
Right.
And I'm bringing them to this thing, and I've heard that you're going to come. So let me just say this to you right now before you find out. In another way, let's treat each other with a bit more
Respect
kindness.
and empathy.
And I think the
man.
guy should have just came to the party by himself.
Yeah.
You understand? And then later on, when they have this conversation, and then things are okay, or rather things are case closed.
Yeah.
The next time now when you show up,
Yeah.
we already talked about this.
Yes.
So now you know I'm not your person.
Okay.
So you move on. You
Yeah.
find someone else.
Yeah.
Me now found someone else.
True.
Now we can show up at the party.
True.
So I think the guy was wrong to do that. But then again, let me tell you personally, I've been through an experience whereby I broke off something with someone, and the reason behind it was not anything of her fault. Sometimes it's not you, it's me.
Hey, it's not me, it's you. It's not you, it's me. It's not me, it's you.
But
Which is
like-
which?
Like you, nothing's wrong with you. And like for me, if I was just to talk, vaguely about it, it was a situation whereby the person had like a medical reason going on with them, right? And then me knowing that whatever they were going through was gonna hamper what I value as priority in a relationship, and for me, intimacy is up there.
Yeah.
I knew that I can't be intimate with her because of her medical reason.
Right.
Now, I know I might sound like but do you know there's some people who, even if you want to sit down and have this conversation with them, they might never understand. You understand?
Okay.
And
Okay.
in my head, I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
if I went ahead and had this conversation with her, she might not be receptive and would still be trying to force herself to be that intimate person with me, but at the back of her mind, I know I'm hurting you.
Yeah. Ron, can we go to that another story?
This is a black book. Huh? Issues in Nairobi. Let me see. Let me pick this one. This is short and precise.
Okay.
You can keep it on the other side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This one said, I had spent a day with my friend who was really lovely and sweet. Talked about how much he enjoyed spending time with me. But 20 minutes later, after he left, he texted me going, being your boyfriend is too weird. And we have too much history as friends.
Oh my goodness.
Nothing wrong with this. This is someone speaking the truth.
Wow.
Yeah,
but at least
a
he
few
said
moments
the
ago,
truth.
a few
At
moments ago, we
least.
were fine. So
What changed?
What changed? Yeah, what
Because,
changed?
I'll be honest
Like
with you.
whether-
Do you know, people, and again, it goes back to things that I've been saying. You might never understand what it means to be a man and vice versa,
Yeah.
right? I personally think women are not usually really good at receiving truthful, honest, cut-through conversation. You understand? Whereby we have this vibe thing going on, and then you start developing feelings for me,
That's
but then the way I
Kentucky.
look at you is basically on a friendship basis. I feel like I can't tell it to you straight. So that's why people meander and just, why did he have to leave 20 minutes later, then text this information? You understand? They were sitting there. They were not arguing.
Yeah.
They were having a good time. But you see, a lot of women are not receptive to like just good, honest, candid truth.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, if this man had said this to her face, she probably would be crying.
angekuwa
asking
amejiangusha
why.
chini
No,
kwa it's a
super
scene,
funny.
it's a drama.
It's embarrassment.
Not every woman. I think we're not giving enough credit to women who
can handle.
like if you've the actual statistics out there by scientists, the chances of you ending up in a marriage with a person you're dating is below 10%. That means you have to date at least 10 people to find the one that you have an actual long-term relationship with.
Yeah.
So we are accustomed. Give us a little more credit. We've been through breakups. We know how it goes.
We know
So
the drill.
if you're not feeling
We know the drill, man.
yeah, if you're not feeling me, just tell me,
But
and
this-
we can
but
come out
this
from.
might be a
Because
million-
even me, I
this
might
be a
not.
million situation whereby she's open. This is that 1%
Yeah.
that is open to tell me as it is. I'll take it as a woman.
Can I just give a short story?
Right.
Once upon a time, somebody broke up with me,
Oh, Jesus.
and I was not in the mental or emotional state to accept it.
Right.
So I caused drama, and they ended up taking me back. And
Ooh.
3 years down the line, I wish I had the mental capability to accept that breakup, because it would have saved us so much
much
time.
time.
So much
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So I agree with that guy
Yeah.
to text.
Yeah.
Asante kwa
Text.
text.
This one at least
Text.
texted. Because look at this,
Yes,
this situation.
this one.
This one was ghosted.
Yeah,
Imagine.
we clap for him.
See, these are
we
friends.
give him.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
now there's a party coming up.
Yeah.
Now I show up with my two girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but see, this guy, you are vibing.
Yeah. Miriam, let's go to the next story.
Okay.
There has to be something deeper than this. This is not Nairobi stories. What is Kampala?
When she was being a little weird, when I asked if she wanted to hang out and said nah, she was busy. Didn't think much of it until I went to hang out with my friends instead. And we went to the movies and saw her there with another guy. So
that
he's
sounds like Nairobi.
asked her to hang out. She said nah, she's busy.
Yeah.
I didn't think too much of it. Then I saw her with another guy.
Yeah.
This is just life, man.
Yeah.
It's just life. It's just life.
Kupendi.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
and she
no-
said she was
didn't-
busy.
Yeah, she didn't express
True to
any
it.
interest that, I might come. I
But
might
we
not
don't
come.
know that.
She was very outright, but she's busy.
No, but what we'll say, we don't know, like, the previous situation prior to that.
Okay.
Because I think, you know what, you're right, we don't know. That's the thing.
Miriam,
Because it
let
can
me-
either go two ways. Either
Okay, if you're thinking of whether, if there's more context to it, in case maybe they had a thing going,
Right.
then he asks, then she acts a little weird.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
maybe that's
something
why
else.
for this guy those
And then-
are red flags. For that,
And then maybe probably they were friends. We don't know if probably maybe it was just a situationship.
Yeah.
But you know what? For the first time in my life, let me side with this girl. You know why? At least she said no.
Yeah.
At least she said she was busy.
Because what's going on in this Nairobi is this. This one that doesn't want this guy will still come for this date or experience or whatever. Chop my money and then still don't want me. How?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the issue that I have with what's going on right now. If you know that you have no... Okay, listen, oftentimes when you meet someone, it's not always love at first sight. Some people grow on you, right?
Yeah.
But what I can tell you for sure is this. There's certain people who you know that
Yes.
even if Jesus was returned today,
You're not going.
You would never.
me and you will never,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So these are the kinds of people I always tell. Like, if that's where your situation is with this person,
Be clear.
be
Communicate.
clear.
Say
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Usikule pesa
Usikule
mtu.
pesa yangu, usikule fare yangu, usikuje dunda zangu.
Eish.
Maybe when I want your aguado, hautanipatia aguado.
Okay. Let's go to the last story.
well.
Let's go to the last story. So we have a story here. Uh-huh. After 3 years, my girlfriend decided to tell me that the only reason she was with me was because she loved my older brother
Ew.
and
God.
wanted to come over to see him.
Wow.
My brother had no idea and was just as pissed as I was. Is this bro code, sister code, friendship?
No, that's Nairobi.
That's Nairobi.
No, that's
That's Nairobi. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
But
Crazy.
it's wrong. It's completely
very wrong,
yes.
Go for the brother if you want the brother.
But
Yeah.
hold on,
But
on.
okay, fine.
What if there was a threesome though?
If everyone is down for it, if there's consent,
Yeah, if
then
there's consent.
yo, just do what you're doing.
Well,
If
The
everyone
thing
is
is,
down,
the thing is being dishonest
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
wasting my 3 years thinking that I'm building something. Alafu unajua tu as in unilike like
Imagine.
Yeah, and,
Like when you like-
and amesema hapa, and the only reason she was with me was because she loved my older brother.
like
Wow.
That is very
Really?
dishonest.
wow.
Yeah.
But I think it's also raising an issue that's now affecting generally all through generations past X, millennials, Zers, and probably also alphas. We don't have the tools for a relationship, the tools for that guy in that 3-year relationship. There were signs. He could have seen that this chick is just here for my brother. When she comes over, she's just going to wherever. And there were. How would you miss that?
Yeah, I
for
feel like
3
there were
years?
some cues that you would have
Let
told
me
that,
tell
hey,
you.
this person.
But-
Yeah.
But you know what?
Or
doesn't
even
like
a
me
level of
as much as they
interest.
like my older brother. Maybe how they treat me is not the same way they treat my
or
older
the
brother.
conversations she has with my elder brother
Yeah.
are so different from the conversations she
Her
has
body
with.
language as well, like
Yeah.
but Tanya, let me say saa zingine ujuangi man.
Haujuangi,
Aki saa zingine ujuangi.
And that can be a
And no,
combination of two things.
yeah.
Wait, go ahead. You should tell me
Like
why.
sometimes, Aki, there are people may think that people are just masters of deception.
There you go. That's my first point.
Like wewe unaweza kuwa hapo umekaa
Proper.
na mse proper.
Yeah.
Like huo mse mnakaa naye like anakuonyesha like you
Maybe
know
you're the
you're
one.
the
You are the
one.
one.
You're the
Like
one.
every sign, everything
Yeah.
inatel you're the one. Kumbe like they have
Hayuko
hidden
huko.
hayuko huko.
I actually
alafu
believe-
venye tu umesema it's just the same way. Let's say kuna mama baba na mtoto ndio, alafu kuna mtoto na pia kuna nani, yeah, and then at some point you realize that your husband has been sleeping with a nanny all along, but mkiwa kwa nyumba mko sawa,
Mko sawa tu.
mkibonga mko sawa, but then at some day
Akinini anajifanya the most silent guy like ati sasa where hizo issues za nini we handle. Unafikiria uko na
alafu siku moja tu
Sure.
you forget something in the house and you have to go back and then you find them in a funny situation.
or your house
No.
help tells you they are
But you
pregnant.
see-
Yeah, that deception
but the
is
deception,
real.
and also think about it this way. Based on like culture and how you're brought up, right? It's in my wildest... let me give an example. And I always tell women, don't ever think just because I'm a man, I can sleep with anyone. All right? No, let me explain why. Guess what? In our very households, we have mothers, sisters, aunts, who we don't in our wildest dreams. I don't think about sleeping with my mom, but she's female. I don't think about sleeping with my sister, but she's female, right? So it's the same concept. I feel like in this situation, this man would, in his wildest dreams,
Yeah.
never imagine that this girl could actually be hitting on my brother.
Yeah.
Who ni shemeji?
Yeah.
This is, you're in love. So it doesn't even cross your mind.
Yeah.
You know? And again, then you add the master of deception thing where this girl is playing. Then Kumuka, what
The
you
good
also said to
wife.
me earlier, when you're in love, there's certain things you don't see.
Hey, when you're in love, you're a
Sa zile umebreak up
When
ndio
you're
unaonanga.
I really
Sa zile
think
umebreak up.
there's that human intuition. The same way you'd go into a room or you're walking in the streets
No,
at
this one
night
needs to meet
and you
master of
feel
deception.
okay.
You have not mentioned
There's
deception.
nimepitana na
met
certain. No, I really think there's that human
You're yet to
instinct.
meet
Yeah.
Houdini.
No, I've met all of them in
You've
every
only met
kind,
Kebo,
in every. I've met all of them,
And
and I've
Zomo.
dealt with all. And that's how I know that there's that instinct. There's those small cues that you can get from someone. Like for example, the first story we read, the first cue for that chick was okay. We've stopped communicating as much as we do, and when we are talking, I'm feeling there's some
Distance.
sort. That's the instinct.
Yeah.
When you feel that.
That's the red flag.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
when you.
This one didn't show us any red flags. He said he was good for 3 years.
For him, I think he should have paid more attention. It would have come out.
Do you
When
realize-
you're, and that's the other thing about love. You can't hide it.
Okay. Yeah.
When I'm feeling you, you'll see I'm gravitating, even body language. I want to stay closer. I want to look at you. I want my attention. Like when you speak, I've had it.
Let me
I'm
ask-
laughing
let-
at.
Let me ask you, ladies. do
There's
you believe-
always those
do you believe
cues.
that you can be in love with 2 people at the same time?
Yes,
Even 10.
it is very possible.
It's very possible.
It's very possible.
Possible.
So that means whatever she's saying doesn't really apply here.
I see that,
Because
I see
this,
that.
God, there's masters of deception.
They
Right,
are.
right, right.
Huge.
But also,
Alafu
let's
kitu mbaya tena ni
instinct.
in a relationship some people you can assume like kuna hii the times that when probably unaweza assume tu oh, ama tu ana behave ama hivyo tu ndo venye you express love
hiyo
ama
ndio,
hivyo tu ndo venye
yeah, the whole time.
ama tu ananiuliza juu ya brother yangu
Yeah.
kwa sababu tu ni
Ama-
bro.
I don't think
I
someone can
care.
pretend for
Yeah.
3
No,
years.
wanaweza. Ama akusome, aseme, you know how there's types of love languages, right? Aone huyu, love language yake ni gift. So him, anakufashion to you. Where say you feel love like it's heaven. But the whole time, mtu hayuko huko. You need to run into masters of deception.
But also that's a red flag. If you've been with someone for 3 years, you know this person relatively well.
True.
So you can note even a few things. If they change a hairstyle, there's a reason why they've changed it, and you probably know why.
Yeah.
If they're changing a few habits here, you'll notice those things. So for me, I think it's near impossible for you to be with someone for 3 years
And not
you
notice
don't
that they
notice
love
this
your
person
older brother.
loves my
It's very
brother
possible, 'cause guess
more.
what? It could be a situation whereby,
Yeah.
and we know what Gen Zs be doing out here, whereby they don't go to the other person's house.
Oh.
Yes.
Because you see, this
Yes.
situation whereby
We
they were
make-
talking about
that's
when
right.
he always comes over.
Ah.
So this guy is not even independent; he lives with his brother.
Okay.
So kuna venye, maybe this guy doesn't go over to
Oh,
the
to
other
her
side.
place.
Una understand? Let me tell you, it's so many reasons and
For
things.
3 years.
Hata
3
inaweza
years
kuwa
is a
32
long
years.
time.
3 years is such a
32.
long time to not know someone like
No.
that. But guys, we have come to the end of our conversation for today. I'd like us to just give our parting shots.
Yes.
Your personal beliefs about love.
Yes.
Is love transactional? You know what I'm saying? Like, what have you guys? What are your final deductions from this for this particular conversation? Start with Harriet.
We can start there.
Wow, for me as a parting shot, it's just let's be a bit kinder to each other. Love is a very special and good thing. That we ruin it with a lot of these bad experiences on people, it's not fair. It's destroying even our potential to even build up families. They're saying, the scientists are saying, Zoomers will take a very long time to start their own families. And it's because of these issues that we're bringing up. Relationships are becoming too difficult to even get into. Then when you're getting out of them, you've lost so much that
Right.
you're not even ready to get into another. And so let's be kinder. Let's give love a chance. And let's give it time.
Right. Thank you,
Listen,
Miriam.
my parting shot has nothing to do with what Madam Nani here is saying. Me, I'm more of a realist, all right? Women, food is the way to a man's heart. Period. Your grandmothers have been doing it. Your mama has been doing it. So who are you not to do it? Well, if you swing from chandeliers, that's what we do it. You can sing all you want, but you gotta eat. Another thing is this, though. If the relationship is transactional, which is okay, I'm not gonna judge you. Please reciprocate what the transaction is all about. That means if he's providing, then patiana aguado. Kupeana ni kitu ya kunyimana. Seriously. But last but not least, again, we just need to be more empathetic. We need to be vulnerable, but we also need to communicate. And communication can go both ways. As bad as it sounds, but at least you said the truth. Everyone in Nairobi is single. You're not single. You, where? You, me, I'm single though. You know, you can call me anytime you want. But that's an issue another day. That's my parting shot.
Thank you, Ron. Harriet now.
So for me, I'd summarize. No, from my end is communicate. Like communicate. If it's a situationship, let's know this is a situationship. Let's communicate our expectations. Let's not live in assumptions, because when you live in assumptions, we end up destroying things and we end up getting hurt over things that we shouldn't have gotten hurt, because probably this guy thinks that we are not, we are not boyfriend, girlfriend, we're just casual. And you're out here thinking that we're in a relationship. So communication is the basic. And then let's apply empathy. I think let's just be humans, my goodness. Like, just put yourself in another person's shoe.
Yep.
If someone is going overboard, doing everything for you and doing all this, don't just act there and sit pretty, or don't just act there and sit like, I'm the prize or I'm whatever. Reciprocate, know their needs, know what makes them tick, know why they're doing this, and let's just make people, feel like it's worth it living in this world. You don't have to be another person in the other guy's statistics of, destroying their lives. Let's be kind, please. Huh?
Yeah.
Let's be kind.
Okay, thank you, Harriet. I think for me, it would be intentional. In every relationship you're entering, jua ni kwa nini niko na umsi, right? Kama ni do, ni do. Ni do.
That's right.
Right? Kama ni
Nazi come
mapenzi, ni mapenzi.
Mapenzi,
Nazi come through, yeah.
Yeah, nazi come through.
What does it come to? Please?
All right, so where can guys find you guys? Where can guys find you?
Oh, I'm always at Pulse. So follow Pulse everywhere. You'll probably read an article. You'll probably see a video. Find me on Pulse.
Yeah.
But you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Always go by my handle, Roy_Chidimma, CHIDINMA. But more importantly, find me at Ediki Bandaski around your area, because food is life.
Nice. So for me, find me at Harriet Owala on Instagram. But on Facebook, I have another name. It's Harriet James. There's a long story as to why
You
it's
see?
like
Okay,
that.
deception.
No, it's not deception. It's just a long story.
Okay.
But on Instagram, I'm mostly on travel. I'm like one of those roadrunner people, because I love travel. Travel exposes you to so many things. And on Facebook is where I write all my madness. So yes, about life.
Yeah. All right, we've had an amazing time with you guys. The conversation that we had here, tumefunga roho, tumediscuss, wase. That has been the first season of Love, Sex, and Lies. I've been your host, Modoni Rungo. Until another time, peace.
Switch.